Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm so excited about our show today. First of all, I would like to just talk about last week. We had a little bit of difficulties with our computers, so we're hoping today will be better. But I'm so excited about our talk today. We have a special guest today, Mrs. Cassandra Calendar-Ray. So I'm so excited about the show today. Today, we're going to be talking about, hold on, let me put it up here for you all to see. Sorry, trying to get it together here. We're going to be talking about reimagining family. Reimagining family. That's what we're going to be talking about today. So, Ms. Cassandra Calendar-Ray has served as the executive director of the Virginia One Church, One Child, where she leads the organization in adoption, outreach, education, recruitment, and parent support. So, there's so much to her bio and her resume, but we're going to let her share who she is and what she does. Hello, Miss Cassandra Calendar-Ray. Hello, how are you?
Hello. Hi, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for being on the show today. This is my second show, and I'm so glad to have you as a guest. We have done a lot of things together, so I'm so
Yes.
excited about today. So I want you to share who you are, what you
Mhm.
do, and what reimagining family means to you.
Thank you. Well, first, let me thank you, Regina, for the work that you do.
Thank you.
Thank you for Lena. Thank you for Lena's adventures. Thank you for inviting us, inviting me this evening. Again, I am Cassandra Calendar-Ray. I'm the director of an organization, Virginia One Church, One Child. We do a foster care and adoption recruitment. And you might say, okay, so what is foster care and adoption recruitment? It is outreach and community education designed to introduce potential families to the need for families for children who are in foster care. And a lot of people don't realize it, but children that are in foster care are children in our communities. They're children that go to school with your children. There are children who go to church with your children. Children who are a part of the community, but who are who have right now been removed from their bio families, either for a short period of time or for a longer period of time. So those children that are not with their bio families for a short period of time need a foster parent. And those children that are have been removed from their families and are not going to be returning to their biological families, they need an adoptive family. And so One Church, One Child reaches out into the community to educate families and potential families, to educate citizens about the need for families for children. So I want to break this up into a couple of segments.
Okay.
First, I want to say, I thought about this and I was thinking, okay, reimagining family. Oftentimes, when we think of adding to our family or creating family, say a couple, a recently married couple, they may decide, you know what? Let's create our family. Let's have a baby. Let's create a child together, and we will welcome the child into our family that way. That is a wonderful way to create family. Others may say, for different reasons, or we might have a family that is a blended family, a family of couples come together and they already have children, and then they get together, or they marry, and they bring the family together. And when that family comes together, there are children from two families that are blended into one family.
Right.
Well, I am asking your listeners, your viewers, to reimagine how family can be created, to reimagine how a family can be built through welcoming a child not born to you, and in fact, welcoming a child not born to either a spouse, or if you're single and you've never had a child, or if you're single and you want to create family, I want you to consider creating, I want you to imagine creating your family through being a foster parent or by adopting. Okay, so that's one thing I want to talk about that.
Okay.
But I also want to say, as you are thinking about or imagining becoming a foster parent, or even imagining welcoming a child into your family, I want you to think about welcoming a child that's 10 years old, or 11 years old, or 12 years old. I want you to even imagine welcoming a 16-year-old into your family. I want you to imagine welcoming a sibling group or 2 children into your family. I want you to imagine welcoming a child that may have a medical fragility, a child who may have a trach, or a child who may be wheelchair bound, or a child who may have an emotional challenge, or a child who may have a learning disability. Just imagine welcoming a child into your family that you may not have had thoughts about this ever before. So that's what I mean by reimagining family. What does family mean to you? And can you consider thinking a little bit out of the box when you think about either creating family or imagining family? Let me just say this. November is National Adoption Awareness Month, and we're not too far from November. Right. And I'm hoping that Regina will have us back on to talk about what National Adoption Awareness Month is. Yes. But I really want to take this opportunity also tonight to say that, or to let you know, some of the data related to why we're asking you to consider creating or building family in this kind of way. In the Commonwealth of Virginia, in our Commonwealth, there are 5,094 children in foster care. All right, that's 5,000 children. All right. Many of those children have the goal and will have the goal of being reunited with their families. Many children, and we believe that children, it's important that if a child can, if a family can work on the issues that cause the child to be removed, if the family can make improvements and work on those things, we believe that a child should return home. And Regina, that's called reunification. I know you know these words already, but that's called reunification. So I'm looking for foster parents who can imagine bringing a child into their home, loving the child, nurturing the child, but then be willing to allow their child to go back to their birth families if that's what the child's goal is.
Right.
And we call that reunification.
Right.
So potential families, can you imagine? Can you imagine that? Can you wrap your minds around, and can you wrap your thought processes around bringing a child into your home and caring for that child?
Mm.
Regina, maybe even I want them to imagine even taking a child to visits with their birth families, or to
Wow.
visits with siblings,
Yes.
or to visits with a grandparent, or to visits with a birth with a sibling,
Right.
or an aunt or an uncle. I'm asking families to imagine doing that work, because that's what a child needs.
And you had mentioned it earlier.
Huh?
You had mentioned it earlier. You said stepping out your box. You know.
Absolutely, stepping out of the box. We get calls from families, and a family may say, I couldn't bear bringing a child into my home and then seeing that child leave. And that can be, and I don't want to, and I'm not going to minimize how difficult that may be. I wouldn't minimize it. It's hard work. But if a child is removed from the home for a while, and is able to go back to his or her birth parents because the situation has been resolved, I'm asking families to imagine, can I be that foster family that loves a child, takes care of a child, that helps keep the child in touch with their birth family? And then, if it is what meets the needs of a child, can I let that child go back home? That's the kind of family that we're looking for.
Right.
That's one kind of family that we're looking for. And it's important. Reunification is important. If we can keep families intact, it is important. And yes, that's one reimagining that I'd like people to consider tonight.
Wow.
Another reimagining is, you may not have been able to see a child take his or her first steps.
Mm-hmm.
But can you imagine the feeling you would get to see a boy have fun at a t-ball game?
Right.
Or you may not have been there to change a child's diaper,
Mm-hmm.
but can you imagine being there to help a girl pick out something to wear on her first date? Do you know what I'm saying? I know that sometimes we think of young children and little children, but I'm asking your viewers and your those listening to us this evening to reimagine, or to imagine creating family or adding to family by adding older children into your family.
Yeah.
There may be some people listening who have already parented. Their children are grown and gone, and they have 2 or 3 bedrooms that are now empty. I'm asking you, if you're listening, to reimagine um, yourself parenting again. And that's a target group that I really I want you all to think about. If you are a empty nester, imagine meeting the needs of a child by becoming an awesome foster parent or by becoming an awesome forever adoptive parent of a 10-year-old or a 12-year-old or a 14-year-old. Reimagining family. So I really I'm thinking and hoping that if you're listening, that you will really give some consideration to making a difference in a child's life and helping to meet the needs of a child. Sometimes I get a call and a family will say, I have a 7-year-old and I want a child. I want to add to our family, but I want to add to our family with a child that's younger than my oldest child, and my oldest child is 7 years old. Just give some thought. I'm asking people to give some thought and to reimagine how an older child may contribute new horizons for you. Have you thinking about new vistas? Mm-hmm. So that's what I mean when I say reimagining family. I've got some other things that I want to kind of talk about as it relates to churches helping us to get this word out to families, but that's what I mean by reimagining. Think about older children. Can you parent an older child? Think about parenting a child who may be with you for 6 months and then go or return to their birth family. Reimagine how much good you could do for a child and with a child to help him or her get ready to go back home. Reimagine helping, loving, caring for a child and getting them ready or prepared to be adopted.
Right.
So it really is it takes work. I think it takes a heart for children.
Yes.
I think it takes it takes support from other family members. It takes thinking out of the box.
Right.
Just all sorts of things.
So I want to ask, what do you think? Why is it such a shortage in foster? I mean, are they not passing the backgrounds, or they're not fit, not fit for the child? Why is it so many children without foster parents? And where does that leave the child? So where does the foster child go if there's no one to foster them?
Well, you know what? Thank you. That's a good question. We are tackling that in Virginia right now. One of the places that children go to when there are not enough foster parents is what we call congregate care. And those are small group homes or large group homes or large institutions that do care for children. But we believe that children are better served when they are in the community and in a family. So to answer your question, a child, when there are limited number of foster parents in the community, and we call community care, when there are limited number of families, then the children go to small group homes, large group homes, and larger institutions for children that can't be placed in foster care.
Wow.
So yeah, and we call that congregate care. And yes, we are looking for families to be foster parents so that we can move children out of these group settings into a family setting.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a good question. Thank you for asking that. Now, and then we're looking for churches to help us find families for children and to identify families for children. And I'm looking for pastors and clergy leaders and ministry leaders to help be a voice in their community and in their church community for foster parents, for educating potential foster parents, and for educating potential adoptive parents. Yes.
Amen.
Yes.
So it seems to me it's a big job. It's really hard trying to get people to foster. And I know a lot of times, you just see people always want babies. Everybody want babies. And that leaves all the teenagers and the young children no homes to go to. We were talking about that last week, Teresa and I.
Right.
Gibson, aging out. So you get so many aging out because there's no one there to adopt a child, or they don't want the older ones, they want the babies. Because I think a lot of times when you think of an older child, you think of trouble for some reason. You think you're going to have a lot of trouble or conduct or misbehavior.
Right.
So do you think that scares people when you get the background on the child, and you think that scares people off? Because
I think fear is one thing that maybe holds people back. But I really want your listeners and your viewers to also know that departments of social services and placing agencies, we call them child placing agencies, and foster care agencies really do provide training for families and support for families. I'm telling you that the training is awesome and it is ongoing. That's one thing. And I also want people to hear this. Children come into foster care not because they did something wrong. It is that really isn't why they come into foster care. Oftentimes, children come into care because of situations in their families that make it either not safe or not stable, a not stable place for them to be.
Right.
And we're asking, that's one thing. And then the other thing is that the training and the support that foster parents and adoptive parents get, it prepares you to parent the children who are waiting. Now let me just say also, we're not looking for perfect people. There are no perfect moms and dads. Those families that birth children, we are challenged. Parenting is hard work.
Right.
And whether you parent a child that you birthed, or whether you are a foster parent, whether you are parenting in a blended family situation, parenting takes hard. It is hard work.
Right.
And we realize that those of us that work in foster care and adoption, we realize that. And so training is available for families that will consider being a foster parent, training is available for families who are considering becoming an adoptive parent. And the training doesn't just stop once you welcome the child. The training and the support is there for you. Virginia has a very good post-placement, a good system of post-placement support for families that foster and for families that adopt.
Oh, wow.
So you're not in this alone. You really are not in this alone. So that's another thing that I hope that if you're thinking that, I cannot do this, you would really be surprised that families just like you foster parent, families just like you adopt children, families just like you welcome a 14-year-old boy, families just like you welcome a 16-year-old girl, families just like you foster a sibling group, a 9-year-old and a 12-year-old. So we are here to help families. We're here to support families. We're here to get you connected with an agency that will take you through the process. All of these things. And lastly, I want to say we know that when children maintain connections with loving, stable adults, and those adults can be foster parents, and those adults we hope also will be adoptive parents. When a child has a loving, nurturing, and stable connection to a caring adult, positive things happen. Positive things happen for the child. Awesome things happen for the family, and our communities are also strengthened, and that's really important.
Right.
Not only are we talking about individual children, when we take care of children, and when we provide loving, nurturing care for children, our families are strengthened, and when our families are strengthened, then our communities are strengthened. So, yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's a. This was. We definitely have to continue this. We have a couple of more minutes. So, where can everyone contact you, or if they have any more questions that we didn't get to today?
Okay.
Where could they? Do you have
contact
a
us?
phone number? Yes.
Yes, I want to give my phone number. That is 804-329-3420. I also want to say that we have staff in Eastern Virginia. That's the Eastern Region, Hampton Roads. If you're in the Hampton Roads area, we have recruitment staff in the Hampton Roads area, the Tidewater area, and we have staff in the Northern Virginia area. Then we have churches across Virginia. So those are pastors, our board members, our pastors, clergy persons who can be supportive, that are there for you. And then you can reach out to us online. So I'm going to give you my phone number, one phone number right now.
Okay, can you get the number again?
804-329-3420. And our website is www.va1churchonechild.org. va1churchonechild.org. Okay. We stand ready to help you. We stand ready to walk with you through this process. Please know that the children grow best in families, and we are here to help connect you with the child and connect the child with you.
Okay, I'll
Thank
put that
you.
information. Yes. So that's great. So what I wanted to, when you come back in November, we're going to talk about.
I'm hoping, and you let me know if we can. I would love for 2 or 3 families,
yes,
to share their stories.
That'd be awesome.
So that people can see they're real people just like them that do this work.
Right. Well,
Yes.
I'm so glad, because our time is up, but I'm so glad you were here. Lots of information. People can go back and watch this again.
All right.
Next week we'll have a foster parent from Ohio, where I'm from. She's going to come on and talk about fostering a child.
Wow.
And then we'll have you back on in November with some more parents, and we can talk about National Adoption Month. And
all right.
And getting ready we're going to be blessing some teenagers next month.
All
and
right.
We're going to talk about our annual Pajama Drives, which
Yes.
One Church, One Child has already donated over 25 pair of pajamas. And I want to thank you for that.
Oh, girl, you're welcome.
We already started.
Already started.
We have a lot of things coming up.
All right.
Contact them if you have any question. But Mrs. Cassandra will be back in November, and we're going to share with some other parents so you all can kind of see how it is fostering a parent. We're going to talk to these parents. So I just want to thank everybody and thank Miss Cassandra Calendar-Ray for being on today, my second show. And I didn't get a lot of comments, but you guys can comment if you go back and watch the video. And it's also available to you, Mrs. Ray, if you want to send it out to someone.
Okay.
So, thank you for
stopping
by Lena's Adventure Small Talk. And we have a lot of great things coming up. And so stay tuned. So thank you all.
We will, Regina. Again, also, Regina, thank you. Thank you for the work that you do. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you all. And you all have a great day. Thank you all.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.